Everybody to the NAK Tac live stream mission setup. This is an open event setup, so we generally use a map that people will have with our standard mods, and doesn't require a map that people have to go and download. So we're using Altis. There's plenty of areas on Altis that are unique and different, so we're using one of those today. We have it set up where the mission is that the NAK Tac players are going to have to clear a lot of these infrastructure type buildings that the CSAT have taken control over. And we've used the ZEI to set up the sandbags and plywood walls on things, and to fill the buildings with military type accessories, just to give it a little bit of ambiance. And so now MetaMen and I are adding the AI. You see some of the AI that MetaMen have added here. Again, ZEI does a good job of adding the sandbags and the cargo nets to cover things, and sandbags even around the water towers, which is kind of neat. So I'm going to go ahead and move off to another part of the map while MetaMen works on that part. And again, we're going to do probably about half of the map as far as setting the AI. We'll probably stop at the town just to the west, or to the factory just to the west of the town. But we do want to have some of the AI ready in the CSAT base, because that's where helicopters and whatnot are going to come from. So we want to make it look as if it's naturally coming from some sort of location. So I like putting the hind in. So put one of them in. See if there's any pink doves. Nope, no pink doves. So we'll just take remote control and fly those out when we want. We have some artillery here, just again to give them something to have to worry about. This mission is really set up for the players, more so than the AI. There are hills and everything all around each of the factory locations, each of the infrastructure locations. We're going to start the players out just behind this hill here. So they can come to the top of the hill and be able to see the 3 targets and decide where they're going to go to from there. And again, moving north, they'll get more hills that they can go behind and get these, and then move west, again, more hills. So really this is basically shooting fish in a barrel type mission, but because it's an open mission, we don't want it to be super hard. I'm going to go ahead and start laying out some of the AI in the town, since MetaMen's working in those factories and infrastructure places out there. Again, we're just using standard CSAT for most of the infrastructure.
Detox joined your channel.
But we will use also some Vipers and other things as needed. So I'm going to put down a couple squads here and garrison them. At to 100, let's actually lower it to 50-meter radius. Teleport, we'll do random fill. See how that disperses them. And I really don't want him in this building back here, so I'm going to move him forward. And again with this one. Now, unless you do top bottom, it generally does bottom floor on everything because there's enough spaces. It doesn't need to fill the top floor. So if you want AI to go into the top floor, you will need to drag them or do a second group as top down. The only negative of top down is they tend to put a lot on the roof of buildings when there is an appropriate roof, almost too many. So let's go ahead and do this one again, garrison group. We're going to do this top down, fill from top down, just so we can see what it looks like. Again, random filling, and that filled very poorly. So I'm going to drag these all back into the area where I want them. check and make sure they're not in floors like that guy is. Okay, looking good so far. Let's turn him around.
Mercury Bud joined your channel.
There is another type of garrison, and I think it may actually work better today because we're using the Altis buildings. It's using the ZEI garrison building. It generally does a good job of finding windows and doors and whatnot to put people in front of. Except from the list, this is probably the biggest problem with the garrison is it's a huge list of AI with the mods that we have. How many units I want to put in, and I'm going to put 5 units in there, and then I don't want dynamic simulation. Sometimes that actually is good, but they're going to be able to see the AI from quite a distance, so I don't want them to appear after they can see the building. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And now if we look, the guys that are now garrisoned in are pretty good positions in that building. So we're going to go ahead and keep those. We got another one in this different unit. I'll go ahead and leave them. I need to make sure I pick the right unit. Alright, let's do it again using the garrison building on this one here. I like to pick top down because you're making sure that you get the right building. And we're going to do CSAT. Set units I would prefer him to be putting in. Think it's not urban. Oh, yeah, it is urban. He's putting in. So that'll work. Alright, so that's quite a few there. Plenty garrisoned. We got quite a few garrisoned here. And I'm going to garrison a couple in this building. Let's check him. That's good. And we'll put a couple more in this one, and then the rest we'll put on the outside. And set them on
David Wilson joined your channel.
defend area. Verify the placement of the points. That all looks pretty good. You can adjust the points as you need to. Group, just a fire team, and I'm actually going to set them using the
David Wilson in your channel timed out.
I actually do want them to do a circular pattern around the whole area, and this does that circular pattern where the Ace Patrol does kind of a random pattern. So in this case, the Achilles Patrol is better for what I want. Alright, so town is done. I'm going to go ahead and do this little facility back here. We have one building set up for them. And that's one squad. And in this case, I'm going to just do defend area. That way a few of them go in the building and the rest patrol the area.
Trigger joined your channel. Mazda joined your channel. David Wilson joined your channel.
Any instructions, they're just going to stand there and wait. Okay, my team garrison. Two.
Satan has
Trigger left your channel.
such an OP loadout, what the fuck? This 18 could totally, like, take on anything, whether it's air or ground.
Stand direct at this point. I'm streaming.
Oh, my bad. Are these 18s and the helicopters just for show?
At this point, yes.
I like the silver one, kind of looks cool.
Alright, I'm going to do this other small facility over here. And yellow, we basically just want more. Small radius. And then adjust the points a little bit. And then I'm going to out. Just make it a 4-man Viper team. Alright. So that is the first one. We got one more little factory here, a yellow factory, and I'll go ahead and do that one way. And then let's go with another fire team outside blocking.
Sorry.
Trigger joined your channel.
good. Good balance there. And then we can put some vehicles moving between a couple of the factories.
Reaper 6 joined your channel. Felly joined your channel.
And for this, I'm going to just hold down the control key, set up multiple waypoints. Control and Alt to loop it. So now that vehicle, that person, what happened to my vehicle? They crashed immediately. Isn't that nice of them? Stupid AI. Alright, so I got to delete those AI and try again. Yeah, I try to give them multiple waypoints so they don't crash, and then they end up crashing. Sometimes they actually do better with just the single waypoint. But you know, I'm so afraid a lot of times they're going to end up going off-road or go way outside where I really want them. But let's just try not quite as many waypoints. That seems to be working better. I'm going to consider switching to the VCOM AI system shortly. It's supposed to have a much better driving logic in for the AI. So we will see if that's the case. Hopefully the AI won't run over their friends. Yep, he's dodging right for him. Whoa, just missed him. Alright, that looks good. Let's put a small vehicle over here, but let's make it unarmed. Just set it on a simple path. Repeat. And we'll do another fire team. And on repeat.
Is meeting the standard well?
I just didn't want too many garrisoned with nobody outside, so in that one town, but this is good. Alright. So I believe we are pretty much done with this part of the setup. Obviously we're not entirely done with the mission, but we don't want to put too many AI in it. It affect the FPS negatively. We can actually check the FPS of the players right now and see about where people are at.
Looking pretty alright. They're nowhere near the should be.
There it is, flood rate true. Okay. I have my frame rate turned off. I'm turning back on.
And
David Wilson in your channel timed out.
Looking speakers.
No can do.
Yeah, we're not real high. I mean, we got, I know Walker can be up in the 60s. He's up in the high 30s, low 40s right now. Let me check what I'm at. I know I should be in the 30s or 35 right now. And I'm at 12. So that may be because I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm streaming right now and I'm in Zeus mode. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Hopefully my FPS goes up a lot more, but streaming does take a lot of my processor. But right now my GPU is only at 17% and my CPU is only at 41%. So I don't know what's affecting me. You're down to 19 too. You just dropped real bad. Yeah, you're going back up.
Oh, I exited out the.
I don't know what my view settings are on. I'm at really low view settings too. I'm wondering if being in Zeus mode it decides to use the air settings for being in Zeus mode. I don't know. Because I'm kind of floating around. Yeah, that didn't make any difference. So. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and we'll start the next mission. We'll probably start in about 15 to 20 minutes. So please come and join us for the full stream of the mission. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.